Obviously today, marching for remigration. What does that mean?
That means that if you look at the demographic trends, we are on course to become a minority in our own country because of uncontrolled mass immigration. We are going to reverse that situation with a process called remigration. So everyone who's come to this country over the last 30 years is going to be deported. All the illegal immigrants that have come into this country are going to be deported. Foreign criminals are going to be deported. Anyone connected to Islamic extremism is going to be deported, whether they're born here or not. We're going to roll back the tide because Tony Blair's government in 1997, they deliberately set out to displace us and replace us in our own land. They set out to deliberately flood this country so that they could get more votes. And they openly admit this. So it's a deliberate, calculated plan to take our country off of us. And we are going to take it back, and we are going to restore the British people, the native indigenous British people, as the demographic majority in this land.
So anyone who's here legally, would you allow them to stay? Would they be okay on that list?
Well, it'd be like a rolling process. So we would start off with illegal immigrants, then we'd start with anyone connected to Islamic extremism, foreign criminals, and then we would work our way down. At that point, we'd look at legal migration, which has been done deliberately to try and replace us in our own land. And anyone who's arrived in the last 10 years will be asked to leave. Anyone who's arrived in the last 30 years who's committed crimes, and we'll work out a humane and decent way of doing things. But the net result of it will be that within 15 years, we will be back at 80-90% the population of this country, and we will no longer be at threat of being a minority in our own country.
And what do you think will happen if obviously we do become the minority in the country? What do you fear will happen?
I think what will happen to us is what happened to the whites of South Africa and the Native Americans back in the 1800s when they had their land taken off them. Nothing good came out of it. Once you become a despised, helpless minority, you're outnumbered, you're outvoted, then you can expect atrocities and genocide to be inflicted on you.